You got these short little logs like this. So just double them up, man. There's a little to reach. Might not split it if you go like this. Just like that. One more little log. Get the, so you just use a small piece like that to push. Get the wheelbarrow for these, it's all small stuff for the campfire. Truck's empty, man. Ready for the next load. So getting, I don't know, it's probably 84, 85 degrees out here right now. See some clouds there. The wind has picked up this afternoon. And here a day or two ago, we had some pretty big winds. And look at that. Blew my dang tomatoes over. Which they were pretty tall for those cages, you know. I didn't expect them to get 6 or 7 feet tall. So we're gonna try to prop them up and save them, you know, not the way they're creased across here, you know, that'll cut off the water supply for the top. So gotta ponder on that, what to do. One thing, man, we put them too dang thick, but they got a lot more crazy than we expected. Cucumbers are doing good. Zucchini's doing freaking amazing. Lettuce, we just harvested some. Got it being watered right now. Did have to, the beans. It's still pretty late for beans. But, dude, all this is grown up, man. That's chicory. But all of the water, you know, with this stuff going on with the power, you know, and then we got that notice today that they may be cutting the power off. So we're trying to get this water, but I hadn't watered. I actually hadn't been so busy chasing power and stuff around here. Haven't came out the garden in 2 days, and thank goodness we did today. Look at them cucumbers. Man, they dried up. You know, I'd added dirt to that box, but hopefully we can pull them back out of it. Look at all that, man. Cottonwood, chicory. I'll do some weeding. And we got some onions, squash or cucumbers, strawberries. This is going to be our strawberry box. Got it watering now, and then I'll switch that over to a different area. And then with that dang freeze, looks like we're still going to get a handful of prunes anyway. Not too many. And this thing was loaded before the freeze. Good morning. So it's the next day. Smoky as all get up. We've got it's a ways from us, but we've got fire that pretty much blew up because of the wind and everything yesterday. And it's kind of south from us, southwest. And actually, it's where, if you watch my videos, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. But the fire is, if you go back on the videos, and you remember we were out, we went hunting for opalized petrified wood. That was, we went looking for that in the spring, and that was, or that's where the fire's at. So kind of a bummer. And I think it's like, I don't know, between 3,000 and 4,000 acres. Like I said, it was smaller, and then the winds and everything picked up, and it took off. And then there's a, I think it was out by Jordan Valley, which is way south. They got one there too. A little one bad, I didn't get them trucked over, so I'm piling them up. But man, it is smoky as all get up. It's almost breakfast time, but the sun's just coming up about 5:30 in the morning. Hot. The Idaho Power, I think that was the last video I did. They were gonna shut the power off if big winds and everything, some precaution thing. I don't know exactly what the deal was, but they power never went off yesterday, so that was good. Today, maybe later today, we're gonna probably change that box out, maybe. Hopefully, see what happens. Or we talked to DR. He wanted to come over and do it last night. We were just sitting down for dinner, and then I told him, "Man, I'm old. We go to bed between 7 and 8." And I was all, "How about tomorrow morning?" So we'll see. But I'm hoping to go see what happens with this power, but I'm hoping to go get more wood tomorrow. That is the plan. Stand. Then, what it's been over a week. Okay, I mean, all the days run together. Usually I don't even know what day it is. But, my Aunt Lila passed away, which was my grandma's little sister. I loved her. We were hoping to, she's over in eastern Idaho, and we're hoping to get over and see her. This summer, actually, like in the next month or so. I'm hoping to, but I was hoping to get over and see Muskrat too. But I don't know. The power thing and stuff, and that's the kind of things that makes me paranoid when don't hit my camera, things like that happens. What always makes me paranoid about leaving the creek bottom. You just never know what's going to happen. I don't remember that we were down in Vancouver, Washington. Last year, about this time, almost a year ago, man, maybe 10 months ago. And that's when the windstorm came through and the tree fell on the power line. The kids called me at like 12 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock in the morning, something like that. Oh my gosh, there's a tree fell on the power line. I was like, oh no, man. I was about ready to pack my stuff up and just head this way, man. I was over there seeing my brother. And I ended up talking them through it. And it didn't pull the line loose of it didn't pull it off, it wasn't on the ground and didn't break it. Thank goodness. And they got out there with my my seaside saw. Told them where the saws were and see if they could cut it off. And they got it all got it all off, and then the power line went back up. Thank goodness. That could have been horrifying. Whoa, hey, good looking. All right, coming. So that's the kind of stuff, man. I'm always paranoid it's gonna happen if I leave. That's why I stay close to the creek bottom and just go to my mountain. Come back in the evenings. All right, man, breakfast time. All right, man, so I figured I'd add another cup of coffee. Actually, I think I'll drink my coffee or it's just gonna get spilled. Sit down here and talk to you for a minute. We'll get back after it. Well, the smoke, still see the smoke, but it's kind of thinned out a little bit. Looks like it's going to be hot today. I think it was 105 yesterday. I'm about sick of this crap. I don't do the heat, man. Anyway, I was in there reading some comments from y'all. And one thing I wanted to mention is if you message me and, I don't write back, man, I definitely read every comment, that I get. If it's on older videos, the way that the messaging system goes, sometimes I'll see them, sometimes I don't. And if I don't, have time to comment back right then, it's not because I don't want to, it's just because I'm reading it, in passing or whatever. I don't even have my phone on me right now, but I'll pick it up, if we take a break or something like that. And just a minute ago, I was over there reaching them. So, man, I appreciate all your comments. Like I said, I'll try to heart them and stuff just to show that I was there. Anyway, I was in there a minute ago, breakfast and stuff, going through the comments and stuff, trying to comment back and everything. And everybody's talking about, electricity, man, be careful, and that'll kill you and all that. And, brings back things. And, I was like I said, I was an electrician apprentice when I was 20 years old, 20 or 21. And I was an electrician apprentice for 9 months. And, from the get-go, it was against my better judgment. Because when I was a kid, probably, 8 to 10 years old, there was a family that lived across the street. They actually had moved, so where it happened was, down the road. But anyway, there was, I remember her name. I can't remember my aunt was friends with the older sister. Then there was the middle sister. And I can't remember the kid's name either. There was a boy. Me and him were friends. Way back. Way back. Anyway, her name was Sandy. And that was the middle girl. And she was a, real quiet kind, man, glasses and stuff, kind of, I guess nerdy if you want to call it that. And she'd always climb up in the tree and read a book. She did that all the time across the street too. And then like I said, they'd moved down the road and they had a tree and all that stuff. And she climbed up in the tree. It was just up there reading her book up in the tree and slipped. And when she slipped, she reached out to catch herself and she grabbed a hold of the power line. And it went in her hand and came out her feet and killed her. And that man, 8 or 10 years old, I mean, even at 57 years old, that's horrifying. That's, so man, I'm a paranoid freak, about power lines, and I'm always out here telling the kids don't be waving that thing up in the air, around the power lines and stuff, man. So I'm a freak about that. All right, so then years go by and stuff, and I become an electrician apprentice. Against my better judgment, I guess. Anyway, man, I'm under this unit because I was apprentice in a, it was a mobile home, but they were manufactured office buildings. And I was underneath this unit, and I needed to cut the wire off for, I don't know why, but I needed to cut the wire off, and, the other electricians, and the journeyman and all that was up top, and I was obviously outside under the deck. And they're all right, power's off, cut that wire. And I'm also, the power's off, yes. And I had a big old pair of wire snippers or clippers. And dude, I clamped down on that, and it was a big wire. Clamped down on that, and thank God that they had rubber handles. And it was like 5:30 or something in the morning, man. And there was a couple of the geese. Kind of like taking time to smell the flowers. You always got to take time. So, man, I clamped down on that, and there was two other electricians or apprentices, squatted down watching underneath there what I was doing. And they said that, man, when I clamped down on that the sparks and everything that flew, they could just see my silhouette, of how much sparks and everything. And, man, it blew those things out of my hand. And, man, it left a hole in those cutters, like that. I don't know what it was, 220 or, I have no idea, man. It's been so long. But it wasn't too long after that, man, I became a mobile home service guy. That was about enough electrical crap for me. So that's, man, when it comes to electricity, man, I have the utmost for respect. I appreciate that, being able to go in there and flick a light and refrigerators and freezers and all that. But, man, that stuff, I definitely respect it a lot. I'm going to go let these rabbits out. I don't let the rabbits out. I mean, I'm going to go let the chickens out, feed the rabbits, feed and water the rabbits, pull their bottles, because I put frozen bottles in there. When it gets up to 100 degrees, that way they can lay by them. It's kind of like air conditioning for them. So I need to pull those bottles, and I rotate them. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I don't know what what today's going to bring right now. I'm going to. I don't think you want to watch me. There's been enough videos of you watching me. Got a long way to go. I need to start stacking some of that too. So, y'all be careful out there in this crazy world, whether you're messing with electricity or just living in this crazy, crazy world. It's crazy out there. The videos, man, where I'm talking about it, showing the Yucca app. The videos don't get as many views or whatever, but I really don't care because that is stuff that needs to be out there. It is. They're trying to get us, man. Oh yeah, and another, man, I got another comment or a couple comments, about the hat. Is that a different hat? Did you get a new hat? No, I've had this one. This one probably, oh man, this was back when I was selling, just like that other one. Those are both hats that when I was selling, because I used to sell palm leaf hats at the flea markets and stuff. And that was, 25 years ago probably. And this one, I was going through some stuff out in the motorhome, and I was like, oh man, because it's a little bit lighter, and it's lighter colored, so for the heat and stuff, reflects the heat, and you can wet them down and all that. So, I get a lot of people asking me, I'm going to see if there was a name on it, and I tore the tag out. I can't remember, but I have a lot of people asking me, where can I get one of them hats and stuff like that. I was actually ordering them out of Texas, and I believe they were coming from Mexico. But I was ordering them out for Texas, and they were just blanks, and they'd come, with a rounded rounded top, you know, which trapper style. Rounded top and then just flat bills, and then I'd shape them and all that, you know, and do whatever the person wanted, whatever kind of crown they wanted. You know, I had all the crowns and all the stuff. Like this is Montana style, you know, and then you got the cattleman and all the different names. But anyway, this hat's probably 20 or 25 years old and pretty easy to find, you know, if you get online, or I don't have any Western stores, but a palm leaf hat, man, they're amazing. Way better than straw. And you wet down a straw hat. I have some of those too, and I wet them down, and you know, I go through about a straw hat a year. But the palm leaf, you know, like I said, 20, 25 years. That's all I got. Good Lord willing. And them creeks don't rise. We'll be back again tomorrow. See ya.